Let's talk about the annoying flickering issue that affects a lot of Twinmotion users, especially the one that using the Lumen engine. In general, flickering shows up in those projects, especially interior scenes, where there is very little natural light and the Lumen engine struggles to calculate light bounces correctly. It tends to be most noticeable in projects with small windows or poor exposure to the outside, and in spaces with alcoves or corners where lights has an hard time reaching. Probably the most important thing you can do to reduce flickering is to import your 3D model into Twinmotion using the Keep Hierarchy option. But even more important is making sure your structural elements are properly separated. If you're using a BIM software, chances you won't face this problem at all, but with freeform modeling tools like SketchUp or Blender, it's essential that walls, floors and ceilings are separate objects and not part of big group. Lumen has trouble calculating lighting on collapsed geometry, and that's exactly what causes flickering. So always work with separate groups and avoid including very large meshes in a single selection. The second key point is about material quality, specifically reflection. For light to bounce and spread properly across space, materials need to help the light move around. The only way to do that is by using materials that reflect, even just slightly. Every material should contribute to the general lighting of the scene. Ignoring this will make your renderings look unrealistic, and it will also make flickering worse. Speaking of materials, favor bright ones like white, ivory or light beige, especially on large surfaces like walls, which are main elements that bounce light around. Avoid dark materials even in the furnitures, especially in scenes where you already know that there will be limited lighting. The lighter your materials, the brighter the space will look. Setting up your sky correctly is essential to improve indoor lighting. Go for early morning or late afternoon hours, when the sun is lower and casts softer light. And make sure sunlight actually enters the space through the windows. The same goes for HDRI skies. Choose one from similar time of day and avoid overcast sky, so the sunlight can reach the interiors. This brings me to a key concept. Avoid using curtains. In my opinion, they are one of the Lumen's biggest weaknesses. Regardless of the material, curtains block natural light and dramatically reduce rendering quality. Even if you are using translucent fabrics like fabric thin, Lumen struggles to handle them. For better result, leave the window open and pull the curtains to the side. Turn on artificial lights. I always say a project should look good even without artificial lighting. But while flickering is out of control, lights are your secret weapon. Add light sources to lamps and spotlights and give them a wide cone angle to help spread light onto ceilings and upper walls. You could also use omnidirectional lights for broader diffusion, but personally I'm not a fan on how they look, especially in spotlights. Just remember that artificial lights must have the shadows option enabled, and lamp materials must be emissive. In the camera settings, carefully adjust highlights and shadows to get the look you want. These two settings should always be tweaked in the interior scenes. Highlights help you avoid burned out areas from sunlight, and shadows help brighten the dark corners. Finally, export your renderings in the highest quality. Turn on accurate shadows, set reflection and lights bounce quality to the max, and increase scene detail. You can push it to 20, 30, 40, even 100 units. Though, personally, I never go beyond 50. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end, and let me know in the comment if these tips helped you fix flickering in your projects, or if you have any other suggestions to share with your community. Thank you for being part of this amazing community, and that said, I wish you a good day or evening, and see you very soon. Ciao!